I'm not going to be looking at you, Dale, just so you know. So, all right, let me know when everybody's ready.
What can you tell us, Dale?
Okay, so at this point what we know happened is this morning in a grade 11 science class, they were doing an experiment involving 3 chemicals, and the reaction exploded. It was in a glass container. What they did was they had potassium chlorate, glycerin, manganese dioxide, and sugar. Would be a typical experiment that they would do in class. For some reason it reacted differently today and it exploded. Our teacher was the one that took the brunt of it. When it shattered, he sustained lacerations to his face and some cuts to his arms. He's been taken to the hospital and checked out. We also have all of the students are being checked out. There were a couple that were received more cuts than others, the ones that were closest to the reaction at the time. I understand 2 were cut more severely than the other students, but all of them are being checked out for ringing ears and possible lacerations. We haven't heard anything about burns or anything, which I'm quite thankful for. The police are in there on fire. As I said, they're checking everybody out. We had the school on lockdown briefly, medical lockdown, but that has just been lifted. So we're just thankful it didn't turn out worse than it certainly could have.
How many students were in the class at the time?
I'm not sure what the total was. I know that 8 students are being thoroughly checked out, and there were 2 that were cut a little worse than the others. But the teacher was the one who sustained the brunt of the cuts.
These lacerations are mostly from the glass shattering?
Right, absolutely, yep.
By 8 being thoroughly checked out, is that 8 to hospital?
I think they're still in there determining whether they're going to be brought to hospital or not, so I don't think that decision's been made at this time.
And so the boys, girls?
A mix, Dale.
Yeah. And what's the teacher's name?
I don't have his name right now. I can run in and get it for you.
Okay.
The grade 11 science teacher.
And what were the 3 chemicals again?
The 3 chemicals were potassium chlorate, glycerin, manganese dioxide, and I forgot sugar.
What was the intended outcome of that experiment?
Well, it was just to see the kind of reaction, right.
Okay.
I've been told it's a typical experiment for a science class. Just for some reason today, there was a severe reaction.
Were the teacher and the students wearing goggles or any kind of protective gear?
I would assume that's typical practice for us, any kind of science experiment. Yeah.
So does the day continue on as
Absolutely.
normal?
It's already started to continue on. Again, we're so thankful that we all know it could have been much worse than this. At the same time, we're still very concerned, about the students that received the cuts and, of course, what they saw. I mean, it was terrifying to be there, and especially for the teacher who had, cuts on his face and that. So we're going to continue to investigate what's going on now. If we can determine what actually caused the reaction and move forward from there.
Do you know if this will change at this point how science experiments are conducted, or this particular experiment, or any extra precautions from now on?
I can't say that it will. Obviously, there's going to be an investigation, but again, I've been told this is something they would do every day in a science lab, and just when today was the day that it went wrong, sadly.
Is there any damage to the lab itself?
I don't believe so, Dale, because you've got the hard tables and the walls and that, so it was just the lacerations to the teacher and the students that we're concerned about.
No chemical burns?
No. That's what I was concerned about initially when I heard about this. I mean, that was the first thing that I thought of, and I mean, we're very thankful. We're very thankful that that nobody was burned. But again, still concerned anytime a student is injured. So
it's 8 students altogether?